Oh my god, this can't be real.
When someone you stepped on rises again, the one who stepped on them will eventually fall. And that fall is never forgiven. Before the story begins, please hit like and subscribe. Your support helps me create more stories like this. Now let's begin. My name is Sarah Miller. I'm 45 years old. I've been married to Michael for 15 years. And we have one daughter, Emma, who's in 8th grade. I've been a housewife all my life. Hey honey, are you working late again tonight? I stared at the clock. 10 p.m. Michael texted back immediately. In a meeting. Go to sleep. Always the same reply. I sighed and walked to the kitchen. Dishes piled like a mountain. Another night eating dinner alone. Well, I'm just a housewife. This is my job, this is my place. I convinced myself as I pulled on the gloves. A few days later, I got a text from my closest friend, Emily Carter. Hey girl, long time no see. You free today? When I walked into the cafe, Emily waved excitedly. Designer coat, high heels, perfect makeup. She looked like someone from another world. Wow, Emily, you look even prettier than before. She glanced at my old coat and smiled politely. Sarah, you don't look like a mom at all. Still cute. Is Michael still super busy? Yeah, he's in the middle of a big project. Emily stirred her coffee and said, being a full-time housewife must be so tough. In this day and age, women should earn their own money. What if something happens to your husband? You'll have nothing. Her words were true, but they hurt like a pin right through my heart. At 11 p.m., I heard the door open. Michael walked in, smelling like alcohol. You must be tired, I said softly. I'm exhausted. Why are you still awake? I was waiting for you. Don't. I told you I'd be late. His words stabbed deeper than he knew. I walked close to give him water. And smelled something unfamiliar. A woman's perfume. Michael, did you change your cologne? Huh? Oh. A coworker sprayed some on me. You're overreacting. He frowned and walked into the bedroom. I stood there, frozen. Breathing in the scent that wasn't mine. A few days later, at another cafe. Emily's phone rang. Oh hey babe. Yeah, I just got here. I'll tell you everything later. Okay, talk soon. Babe, you got a boyfriend? I asked. Emily smiled, mysterious. Well, something like that. It's complicated. Little did I know what complicated actually meant. One afternoon, I dropped a glass while washing dishes. Ah, blood trickled from my finger. Michael came out, annoyed. Again? Seriously? What do you do all day? You can't even wash dishes properly? You're useless. His words slammed into my chest. There are bandages in the cabinet. Figure it out. He walked back inside. My hand was bleeding, but my heart hurt more. That night, Michael texted he'd be late again. Around 9 p.m., Emily suddenly messaged me. Sarah, are you home? Yeah, why? Don't ask anything. Just come to the cafe near your house. Right now. Right now. Don't ask. My heart sank. I grabbed my coat and ran. Emily sat by the window. Perfect hair. Perfect coat. Perfect makeup. What is it? I asked, anxious. Emily looked me up and down, almost pitying me. Be honest. Michael's been coming home late, right? He's busy with a project. Oh please. You still believe that? She pulled out her phone and thrust it toward me. On the screen, Michael and a woman kissing. My world froze. What is this? Emily whispered. That's your husband, and the woman you trusted as your friend. I stared closer. The woman in the picture was Emily. This is a joke, right? Sarah. Emily said my name sweetly. Too sweet. I've been dating Michael for a while now. My mind went blank. Since when? Emily crossed her legs and smiled. Remember the day you called me crying because he yelled at you? That night, after we hung up, he called me to thank me for listening to you. And then we kept talking. And things just happened. I felt faint. You were my friend. I was. Which is why I know everything about you. All your weaknesses. She leaned closer. You don't have a job. No experience. No money. No confidence. Nothing to fight with. That's why Michael drifted to me. The moment everything collapsed, I rushed back home, my heart pounding so hard I could barely breathe. I tore through drawers, the closet, my bags, Michael's desk. And then I found it. A hotel receipt. Suite room. For 2 guests. Paid by Michael Miller. My vision blurred. A few days later, I hurried back home because I forgot Emma's lunchbox. I opened the door. Silence. Michael? You home? No answer. I walked toward the bedroom. The door was slightly open. And then I heard it. A woman's voice. A moan. My entire body went cold. Slowly, I pushed the door. My bed. The bed I had slept in for 15 years. And on it, Michael and Emily. Completely entangled. Naked. Ah, a sound escaped me. Not quite a scream. Not quite a breath. But they saw me. And did not stop. In fact, they moved even more. As if to show me. Emily turned her head. And smirked. Oh my God, Sarah? Why are you home so early? She stayed on top of Michael, fingering her hair like she was in a movie. Michael glanced at me and sneered. Close the door. You're interrupting. My lips trembled. What is this? Emily chuckled. Can't you see? We're making love. On your bed. My knees gave out. I stumbled out into the living room. Emily followed casually, wearing nothing but a thin silk robe. Sarah, are you shocked? She teased. You're insane. Emily grabbed my collar. Insane? Maybe. But you're pathetic. A harsh ripping sound. My blouse tore open. This cheap thing from a discount store? No wonder Michael picked me over you. I backed away, clutching my torn shirt. Emily smirked. Look at yourself. No style. No money. No self-worth. Of course your husband chose me. Michael came out, barely wearing his shirt. What's with all the noise? I whispered. How could you? In our home. In our bed. Michael rolled his eyes. Our home? Your bed? Everything is under my name. You own nothing here. Michael, please. He grabbed my hair. Enough. He dragged me to the front door. Stop. Michael. Get out. He shoved me outside. I fell down the stairs. My knees scraping open. The door slammed shut. I sat there, gripping the torn pieces of my blouse, and cried until I couldn't breathe. That night, rain poured endlessly. I had no place to go. No one answered my calls. $30 in my wallet. Michael's credit cards? Already frozen. I sat under the awning of a convenience store. Shaking, soaked, frozen. A clerk stepped outside. Ma'am, you can't sit here. I'm sorry, just a minute. No, you need to leave. I stood up. My clothes clung to my skin from the rain. I walked aimlessly through the streets of Los Angeles. At midnight, 2 a.m., my stomach twisted from hunger. I'd had nothing to eat all day. I went behind the convenience store and opened the trash bin. A tossed sandwich. An expired box meal. My hands trembled. This is what I've become. Tears streamed down, but I picked up the food and ate it to survive. A few days later, I gathered the courage to go back home. I needed to see Emma. But in front of the house stood Michael and Emily, arm in arm. Emily burst out laughing when she saw me. Oh my God, you came back? Digging through trash again? Please, let me see Emma. Michael scoffed. Emma? You don't get to see her. You're not her mom anymore. What? Emily walked up to me and slapped me hard. Smack. People turned to stare. This woman, Emily shouted, tried to seduce my husband. Stay away from this neighborhood. What are you saying? Michael added loudly. She's crazy. Someone call the cops. I collapsed on the sidewalk. As people whispered, she's unstable. Keep your distance. My dignity shattered completely. 1 week later, I was passing by a shopping mall. And there they were, Michael and Emily, kissing passionately, in the middle of a crowded plaza. People stared, but they didn't care. Emily spotted me, and deliberately kissed Michael deeper. To hurt me, to destroy me. My legs gave out. and I sank to the ground. A month later, Michael's mother passed away. I went to the funeral home. I had served that woman for 15 years. But at the entrance, his relatives stopped me. Who are you? I'm her daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law? You're divorced. You're nothing. Leave. But I just want to say goodbye. Emily appeared, dressed in a perfect black dress. I'll greet mother, she said sweetly. The relatives welcomed her warmly. Look, the new daughter-in-law is here. I was pushed out. I knelt in the hallway, bowing to a photo I couldn't even get close to. People whispered behind me, that's the ex-wife, right? She got kicked out. On the day of mediation, Michael shoved a stack of papers toward me. Sign. What about alimony? He laughed. Alimony? Why would you get anything? The divorce reason is incompatibility. There's no proof of cheating. But, Emily interrupted. Sarah, stop whining. We're busy. Sign it. My hands trembled as I signed away 15 years of my life. Michael grabbed my ID card and ripped it in half. You're not my wife anymore. Remember that. I picked up the torn pieces, tears falling like rain. 1 month after the divorce, I was living in a tiny, run-down studio motel room on the outskirts of Los Angeles. A single bed, a chipped desk, a flickering ceiling light, and silence. Emma, my 8th grade daughter, was the only reason I was still breathing. I opened a worn notebook and wrote down my goals. Goals. Become a CPA in 3 years. Become financially independent within 1 year. Get Emma into a good university. Rebuild my life. And complete my revenge. The list looked impossible, but impossible was all I had. The next day, I started what I now call my hell schedule. 6 a.m. wake up. 7 a.m. 3 p.m. work at a convenience store. 4 p.m. 10 p.m. assistant at a small accounting office. 11 p.m. 4 a.m. study for the CPA exam. 4 a.m. 6 a.m. sleep. 2 hours of sleep. Every day. My eyelids felt like lead. My body screamed for rest. But every time I pictured Michael and Emily laughing at me, my exhaustion vanished. I refused to stay broken. One night, Emma came to my tiny motel room. Mom, you're pushing yourself too hard. She looked around that cramped space, as if it hurt her heart. I closed my textbook and smiled. I'm okay, sweetie. Really, Mom, you sleep only 5 hours a week. This isn't okay. I took her hands. Emma, I promise you. In 3 years, we're going to live in a real home. You'll go to the college you want. And no one will ever look down on us again. Her eyes filled with tears. Mom, I don't care about houses or money. I just need you to stay healthy. I brushed her cheek. I'm not breaking again. And Emma, don't you ever let anyone treat you the way he treated me. Study hard. Stand tall. Live strong. Emma nodded, wiping her tears. I will, Mom. I'll work hard too. My daughter. My only light in that darkness. A year passed. I took the CPA first exam. And I failed. By 5 points. I locked myself in the restroom stall. Sliding down the cold wall. Crying silently. I sacrificed everything. For this? But after a long moment, I wiped my tears. One failure isn't the end. I stood back up. For Emma. For myself. In my 2nd year, I pushed harder. I quit the convenience store so I could work full-time at the accounting office, now earning $2,000 a month. I paid for Emma's tutoring with that money and survived on whatever was left. Nights were still the same. Coffee, textbooks, tears, determination. My hands shook from caffeine. My eyes were always red. But I refused to stop. It was early morning. I checked the exam results. With trembling hands, there it was. Sarah Miller passed. I dropped to my knees and cried like a child. I did it. Oh my God, I actually did it. For the first time in a long time, I felt alive. In my 3rd year, I rented a small office in downtown LA, and opened Miller Financial Consulting. No clients, no money, just hope and a desk. But I treated every small tax client like they were $1 million contract. I worked late nights, weekends, holidays, slowly, one referral at a time. My name started spreading. Sarah Miller is incredibly thorough. She saved me thousands on my taxes. People began to trust me. By year 4, I had saved enough to attend property auctions. I studied listings, visited foreclosed homes, talked to agents, and finally, I won my first property. A 1-bedroom apartment. For $70,000, I renovated it cheaply, and rented it out. My first month's rental profit. $500. It wasn't just money, it was hope. Around the same time, I began studying the stock market. After work, I read charts, balance sheets, tech industry trends. $5,000, $10,000, $30,000. My confidence grew. I wasn't the woman who ate from a trash bin anymore. I was becoming someone new. Someone stronger. Emma was in 8th grade when she watched my marriage fall apart. She saw Michael scream at me. She saw him shove me. She saw him walk out for nights and never explain why. She saw Emily. She saw everything. That night, after witnessing her father cheat and her mother collapse on the floor in tears, Emma clenched her fists and whispered, "I will never live like Mom. Never let a man treat me the way Dad treated her." That moment forged steel in her heart. From that day on, Emma became someone new. She woke up at 5 a.m. She studied until midnight. She went to tutoring sessions, extra classes, weekend test prep. Kids at school asked her, "Emma, why do you study like that?" She looked up with cold, fire-like eyes. "I'm going to be successful and make my father regret everything." By her sophomore year, Emma was first in her class. Top 1% nationwide on practice exams. Her counselor smiled at her transcripts. "Emma, you could get into UCLA medicine. Maybe even Harvard or Stanford." Emma nodded calmly. "I'm becoming a doctor." Her voice sounded like destiny. Senior year, Emma scored almost perfectly on the SAT and AP exams. When she opened her college acceptance letter, she screamed, "Mom, Mom, I got in. UCLA School of Medicine accepted me." I hugged her tightly, crying, "I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. So proud." For the first time in years, I saw a future. During her first summer break from medical school, Emma and her friends visited a trendy cafe in LA. A man approached her. "Excuse me, are you a model or an actress by any chance?" Emma shook her head shyly. "No, I'm a med student." The man smiled bigger. "That's even better. We're looking for fresh faces for a new drama series. You have a unique look. You should try an audition." Emma laughed it off. Acting? Her? But the seed was planted. That evening, Emma came to me. "Mom, I know this sounds crazy, but can I try acting?" I blinked. "Acting? Where did that come from?" She explained the encounter. I thought for a moment, then held her hand. "Emma, if that's what you want, go for it. Med school will still be there. Your happiness matters more." Emma's face lit up. "Then I'll take a leave. I want to try this." 6 months later, Emma landed her first small role in a streaming drama series. A med student playing a med student. The internet buzzed instantly. "She's actually pre-med? She's gorgeous and smart? Who is Emma Miller?" Her follower count exploded. 1 year later, Emma was offered a lead role in a medical drama remake. The show hit 30% viewership. Massive for US streaming platforms. Overnight, Emma became a Hollywood rising star. She signed 10 commercial deals. Her annual income hit $5 million. My daughter, the girl who once cried in a motel room with me, was becoming unstoppable. 2 years later, Emma starred in a medical thriller film that grossed $120 million in the US. Then the impossible happened. Emma Miller won Best Actress at the American Film Awards. The representative actress of the new generation, they called her. And when she walked up to the stage, she said into the microphone, "I owe everything to my mother, Sarah Miller." The audience erupted in applause. And I cried from the crowd, hands shaking with pride. While Emma's name was exploding across Hollywood, I heard something interesting. Michael Miller had remarried Emily Carter. But their life wasn't a fairy tale. Michael's business failed. He drowned in debt. He was fired from his tech job. Their house went into foreclosure. They were falling fast. Emily wasn't doing any better. She had co-signed on Michael's loans and was now bankrupt, living in a cheap studio apartment with nothing but second-hand furniture and the remains of her old designer bags. The two people who destroyed my life were being destroyed by their own choices. One day, I attended an investment meeting. "We have an opportunity," a consultant said. "A tech company on the verge of bankruptcy. Westbridge Tech. It's incredibly cheap right now." I flipped through the documents casually. Then I froze. Michael's old workplace. I smirked. "I'll acquire it." The room went silent, but I knew exactly what I was doing. I arrived at the newly acquired company in a black luxury car, wearing a tailored suit. Employees lined up. "Good morning, Ms. Miller." I nodded politely, walking through the office. And then, in the far corner, near a small desk, sat a man in wrinkled clothes. Michael, his face drained of color. The moment he saw me, I stopped in front of him. "Mr. Miller?" His voice cracked. "Sarah? Please come to my office." In the CEO office overlooking LA. I sat comfortably behind the desk. Michael stood trembling in front of me. "Mr. Miller, you've been with this company for 15 years, correct?" "Yes. And yet you're still in an entry-level position. Why is that? Lack of ability?" He lowered his head. I flipped a page. "According to your record, you were investigated for embezzlement once. That was a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding or not, this company is mine now." I stared directly into his eyes. "And I don't keep useless employees." Michael's face turned white. A few days later, Auer called him in. "Mr. Miller, you've been selected for restructuring." What? "Your last day is today. Please pack your belongings." Michael walked out, holding a cardboard box, hands shaking. In the lobby, our eyes met. I passed by him and whispered, "This is revenge step 1. Removing useless things." His shoulders collapsed. Soon after, I made a call to a debt purchasing firm. Emily's outstanding loans, $30,000. "I'll buy her debt," I said. Within hours, Emily Carter's legal creditor became me. That evening, I went to Emily's shabby studio apartment. She opened the door, hair messy, dark circles under her eyes. "Sarah?" I handed her a document. "Notice of debt transfer. Your $30,000 loan now belongs to me." "What? You're kidding, right? You'll repay $2,000 a month. 15 months. On time." Emily screamed. $2,000? I can't pay that. That's not my problem. Fail to pay, and I'll take legal action. Her face crumbled. I created an anonymous account and uploaded all the evidence. Photos, hotel receipts, screenshots, messages. Title: "This woman stole my husband. Here's her true face." The post went viral. Over 1 million views, and thousands of angry comments. Emily and Michael were socially destroyed. Michael couldn't find a job anywhere. Emily was avoided by everyone she knew. I hired a lawyer. I didn't receive proper alimony during the divorce. Can I sue now? With this evidence? Absolutely. We filed a lawsuit demanding $50,000 in alimony. Michael sat in the courtroom, shrunken, hopeless. The judge asked, "Do you acknowledge the plaintiff's claims?" Michael nodded weakly. "Yes." Then the court orders the defendant to pay $50,000 to the plaintiff within 6 months. Michael's world collapsed. I also sued Emily for defamation. Screenshots of what she said about me, all submitted. She was fined $3,000. She cried in court, but no one cared. 6 months later, Michael was working minimum wage at a gas station convenience counter. Emily was a server at a small diner. One evening, I walked into the gas station, wearing a luxury coat and holding a designer bag. "Michael, working here?" He froze. I placed a bottle on the counter. "Ring this up. $3.50, he whispered. I handed him a $100 bill. "Keep the change. I know how hard it is for useless people." His hand trembled. That same night, I went to the diner where Emily worked. She approached our table and paled when she recognized me. "Oh, welcome. What can I get you?" I smiled politely. "The fastest dish you have. I'm very busy making money." She bit her lip. Humiliated. A few days later, Michael and Emily showed up at my office. Sarah, please, stop this. I sipped my tea calmly. Stop what? I haven't even done anything. You ruined our lives. I slowly smiled. No, you ruined mine. All I did was watch you destroy yourselves. Just like you watched me break. 15 years ago, Michael shouted. You weren't like this before. True, I used to be gentle, kind, soft. I stood up. But the two of you killed that woman. Now deal with what you created. They left in tears. I didn't care. During my financial review, I discovered something. Michael had forged my signature during our marriage, making me a guarantor for one of his old loans. That was fraud. I filed charges for identity theft and document forgery. Michael Miller was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Justice, at last. Around that time, Michael's life had crumbled completely. He had $450,000 in debt, no job, a ruined reputation, and not a single friend left. One night, he came across an article online. Emma Miller estimated annual earnings $10 million. His hands shook violently as he stared at the screen. That's my Emma. He picked up his phone with trembling fingers and called her agency. Hello, I'm Emma Miller's father. Can I speak with her, please? A few days later, Michael showed up at Aurora Talent Management, Emma's entertainment agency. A security guard blocked him. Sir, may I see your ID? I'm Emma's father. The guard called inside. Soon, a manager came out. Mr. Miller, Emma said she does not wish to meet you. Michael's eyes widened. What? She won't see me? I'm asking you to leave. Please do not return. Michael staggered backward, as if the world had punched him. But he didn't stop. He found out she was filming a drama at a studio in Burbank. He waited near the dressing rooms. The door opened. Emma stepped out, glamorous, confident, the glow of Hollywood surrounding her. Emma, it's me. Emma froze. Her expression instantly chilled. Michael walked toward her. Emma, please, I need your help. Emma stepped back. Help? From me? She stared at him coldly. Dad? I don't have a dad. Michael gasped. Emma, please. I'm desperate. I'm broke. I have nothing. Emma's voice cut through him like ice. You hit my mom. You cheated on her. You threw us out. You made us live in a motel. She leaned closer. Tell me why. I should help the man who destroyed our lives. Michael dropped to his knees. Emma, I'm sorry. Please, just once. Emma signaled to her manager. Please remove him and increase security. The manager grabbed Michael's arm and pulled him away. As he sobbed uncontrollably, Emma turned around and walked onto the set. Without looking back, days later, Michael sent Emma a letter. Emma, I'm sorry. I ruined everything. I miss you. Please forgive me. I'm begging you. Emma opened the envelope, read 2 lines, and tore it to pieces. She tossed the scraps into the trash and calmly posted on social media. Some people use the word family as an excuse to hurt you. Those people do not deserve forgiveness. Millions agreed. Michael saw the post and broke down. 6 months later, Emma won Best Actress at the American Film Awards. On stage, she said, "This award goes to my mother, Sarah Miller. Without her, I would be nothing. Mom, I love you." The camera cut to me, crying, smiling, clapping with all my heart. It was the proudest moment of my life. That night, Michael watched the awards show on a cheap TV. In his tiny apartment, he watched Emma receive her award. He watched her say, "I love you, Mom." He turned off the TV and picked up a bottle of cheap whiskey. He drank alone. In the dark. I've lost everything, his voice echoed, in an empty, silent room. The day after the award ceremony, Emma walked into my office at Miller Financial Tower, the building I now owned in downtown Los Angeles. "Mom, did you see Dad on TV last night?" "Yeah, I saw." Emma smirked softly. He looked devastated. "Mom, we finally won." I reached for her hand gently. "No, Emma, we didn't win. We survived." Emma stared at me, then slowly nodded. "You're right. We survived something most people never could." We hugged, not in triumph, but in peace. A few days later, Emma and I stood outside my building, Miller Financial Tower, a 30-story glass skyscraper. with my name shining on the front. Emma looked up. Mom, all of this is yours? I smiled. Ours. Emma laughed, tears in her eyes. Mom, we're incredible. Yes, sweetheart, we are. We stepped back and admired the tower together, the afternoon sun reflecting off the glass like golden fire. I turned 60. Emma turned 35. She remained one of Hollywood's leading actresses. And I was listed among the top 100 wealthiest women in America, with assets exceeding $45 million. One morning, I opened the newspaper. A tiny headline read, "Former tech employee Michael Miller found dead alone." I folded the paper quietly. No tears, no anger, no relief, just silence. "It's finally over," I whispered. I looked outside my office window. My name on the skyscraper. Emma's movie poster glowing on a giant LED billboard. Across the street. We didn't win. We survived. And we built a new world. From ashes. This is the end of today's story. A woman who slept only 2 hours a night for 15 years and rebuilt her entire life. A daughter who turned pain into strength and rose to become a Hollywood icon. The husband who betrayed them died alone in the dark. But they became powerful, wealthy, unbreakable. Life does not end with your failures. It begins when you stand back up. If this story brought you hope, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching.